Hello, this is my review on the original Wonder Woman movie from 1974 called Wonder Woman, about DC's Wonder Woman. I know that you might be a little confused with this. Some of you probably might be a little unaware of this movie. And you might be a little confused when you Google this movie on why does this Wonder Woman does not have her comic book costume, but a completely reimagining costume that looks nothing like the comic book costume at all. They didn't even try. They put the minimum amount of effort into making the costume look like the comics. Instead, they go into reimagine it to be original, I guess, or artist. I don't know why they did it. Why they reimagined this costume from the comics and changed the costumes. That's arguably the most iconic thing about Wonder Woman, which was her costume. I mean, and this Wonder Woman doesn't even have the lasso of truth, even. Which is the second most iconic thing she's normally known for having. But she does have a jet, but we don't actually see it on screen. We actually just explained that she took a jet, an invisible jet, to the location of this bad guy's lair. When she meets this bad guy in the third act. I guess they didn't have the budget for the invisible jet for this TV movie. It is a TV movie, I found out. So anyway, well, this might be very, very, very loose on the Wonder Woman comics. In fact, it looks just as faithful as the Milla Jovovich Resident Evil pictures. You know, very unfaithful, but just has the brand slapped on the product anyway, even though it has nothing in common with the actual brand that they're to the market they're marketing to. So, which is comic book fans a little bit, besides TV fans. Yeah, it's one of those movies. It's one of those movies where they're trying to be an artist movie. Question is, does it pay off? I think so. I mean, the film doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's visually spectacle and well shot and well edited, and has colorful characters that is, even the villains are fun to watch. And you like the villains, you even like the heroes, the villains, the side characters, all of the characters you love. You remember all of the characters in these films. In this film, this Wonder Woman movie from 1974. This movie left more of an impact on me than the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman movie from 2017. I like this Wonder Woman movie more than Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman movie. Sure, it might not be very exactly faithful to the comics. Sure, well, I mean, but why does that matter anymore? It didn't matter for when it didn't matter for people whenever when they destroyed Spider-Man by casting Maguire as Spider-Man and him shitting on and basically ruining everything what I liked about Spider-Man from the comics, and even his sense of humor, and they ruined that. Even They made him as bland and as brooding as Batman himself is in the Maguire films. That's just how I felt why I didn't like Maguire's Spider-Man. And why I think he never should have worn the comic book looking costume. I think it would have been better if they just changed the color scheme to all black for Maguire's Spider-Man. Because that's how on Spider-Man he feels like to me. That's how much he feels like Spider-Man. He should just call himself Batman. Maguire. Spider-Man. Because, I don't know, I just feel like whenever I'm watching Maguire, I'm feeling like I'm watching like the Batman wannabe generic version. I mean, it feels like Maguire's like putting on the wrong performance. So I feel like he's trying to put on a Batman performance most of the time instead of a Spider-Man performance. It doesn't feel like his movie performance feels more like a Spider. It feels less like a Spider-Man performance and more like a Batman performance in 2002 Spider-Man movie. I couldn't help but feel that way. You know, once he put on the mask and took on the role of the hero in the movie plot of the movie Spider-Man. But there seems to be a dumbass fan base for that movie fan base, and I'm not part of that fan base. And I just hate that fan base. No, because I couldn't get on board with 2002 Spider-Man movie no matter how many times I try to watch it myself. The first Spider-Man movie from 2002 I'm referring to was Maguire as Spider-Man. Now I know what you're probably saying. What does this have to do with the Wonder Woman movie? Well, the point is, at first I thought the Maguire movie sucked because it feels loosely taking inspiration from the comics. But I figured, hey, it must be. But I don't know what I wasn't sure. This was before I made my YouTube show, and before I decided, I just don't think Maguire's Spider-Man movie is that good a movie at all. I wasn't sure at first. Was I feeling that way because the movie was bad, or more because the movie took little inspiration from the Spider-Man from the comics, and you know, he acts more like Batman than Spider-Man, and you know, and then I saw this other movie from the early 2000s called Wanted. This is from 2009 or 2008. It came out in. And then I learned that that's also even more loose based on the comics that movie Wanted. Even though I enjoy that movie, I realized that that's also loose on the comics that it's based on. If it even changes more from the comics than Spider-Man did, yet I can like that movie. And then I checked out, and then I heard the premise of the comic, and the premise of the comic is that the world's ruled by supervillains, and superheroes are no longer a thing. They all don't exist. And the world's covered by world's ruled by supervillains. Everyone in the comic world of Wanted. That's what the movies, and in the movie, it's just a world of assassins, killing off random people because of this magic list. It evidently comes up with people for names to kill for them random assassins. Sometimes it's for the assassins killed. Okay? Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a pretty stupid premise. it is once you say out loud. But in execution of the film, it's actually pretty cool. And believable enough that you don't mind that the fuck that nobody ever questions this. No character ever questions their place as in the world of being an assassin, because nobody ever questions the whole thing of like who controls everything. It's just like this random list that comes up and prints names in the movie Wanted, and it's like a magic like ancient list that goes on forever and ever. For like a long time. So kind of confusing when you start to put logic in questioning, like why would you change it kind of makes you stop and question why did they why did they came up with that in the move for the movie, like the whole list thing. Everything was that was weird, right? In the movie. I thought the magic list for the assassins to assassinate for their targets, and the movie Wanted content in the movie. Well, I do enjoy that movie, even though it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I also enjoy the Wonder Woman movie that I'm talking about. Anyway, I give this Wonder Woman movie a 10 out of 10. I know I've gone sidetracked, but I'm trying to I'm explaining my examples that just because something's very loosely based off the comic book and completely butchers the comic book name and just puts the title on in my case of the asset, doesn't mean it's guaranteed to suck when they loosely face the source. When they, so the one thing that this Wonder Woman movie has made me feel happy. I give this a 10/10 because even though it's very loose, awfully based off the Wonder Woman comics, and doesn't take any inspiration from the comics outside of the title, it's still a pretty fun, loosely based adaptation movie like the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil movies were. For me, as adaptations. I enjoy this adaptation like I enjoyed the movie Wanted. That's also a comic book movie. And I enjoy everything about this movie. The campy ending, the campy beginning, the whole campy premise of the plot, the absurd premise to a campy plot of a film. It plays I want to say it's kind of it's kind of like campy in the same way Adam West Batman is. You're not really sure if his intentional to be a comedy, but it does have its funny moments. But you're not really sure if it's an intention to be a comedy or not. But I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Like I enjoyed the first 2 seasons of Adam West Batman run. Haven't seen the 3rd season yet. Haven't gotten around to it. Okay? So, that's why I enjoy the Wonder Woman movie from 1974, I think it's from. I'll put the right year in the title of my video. When I title my video after uploading it to the YouTube channel of mine. Okay, that's my review on Wonder Woman. I give it a 10 out of 10. Goodbye. Subscribe. Hit the bell first. Hit the subscribe button second to get subscribed. like my video by hitting the thumbs up. Like my older videos by hitting the thumbs up on my old videos. Start checking them out. And share my content. And goodbye, that's it.